This podcast is to demonstrate the process whereby you can download and install the XAMPP package from Apache Friends onto your local PC. This particular video is going to demonstrate the process for a Windows machine. As you can see on the screen, I have already gone to the apachefriends.org website and specifically to their XAMPP section, where you can see clearly the name of the download package. As you scroll down the page, you'll notice that this particular product is available for Linux, Windows, the Mac system, as well as Solaris. I'm going to go ahead and click on Windows. It then takes me to the specific directions page that shows all of the inclusions that come with the package. It also shows the current version, which as you can see on the screen is 1.7.3. Now, there's a couple of things to be aware of here. There are three different processes here. There's XAMPP itself, there's an add-on package, and there's a light package. Beneath it, there are some various installation methods that can be followed, and then some other associated information. This particular download that's needed for the vast majority of uses will just be the basic XAMPP package. And once you arrive here, you'll notice that there's a zipped version as well as an executable version. We are going to go ahead and take the basic package and the basic exe version of it. So to download, you're simply going to click on this. It will redirect you to SourceForge, where the download will begin. Now, this is a fairly big download, 51 megabytes, and I'm not going to take the time in this particular presentation to go ahead and allow that to finish because I've already downloaded it in advance. So here I am on my machine. I've already executed the download. So going to my libraries folder, over here on the left hand side I have my downloads folder where I'll click, and you'll find here that I have my XAMPP download. It is a full-blown exe application. To begin the installation, all you do is double click then. It will go ahead and bring up a dialog box allowing you to go ahead and run it, which we're going to do. It will then want to know where you want to install it. By default, it will point it to the C drive, and it will create a folder called XAMPP to hold all of the files, which is perfectly acceptable. So all you then have to do is click install. Now, it will then ask you for security measures if you want to proceed, and you're going to go ahead and say yes. It then begins the installation process. Alright, as you can see, the basic installation has finished, and now we're in the process of extracting and configuring the files. We are in a console mode here, and so the very first question that is being asked is, should I create shortcuts? In the start menu and in the desktop, notice that there's only two possible answers, yes or no, and the default answer is yes, and since that is the correct one, we're going to go ahead and hit enter. It then asks you for a second response. Should I proceed? Obviously, the answer is yes. So we'll go ahead and hit enter since that's already the default entry. And then it says, should I make XAMPP portable without a drive letter? And the answer here is no. If you were installing this on a flash drive, a portable hard drive that whenever you plugged it into your machine it would constantly be given a new drive letter, then the answer may be yes. But since we're installing this just on the hard drive of our computer, no is the appropriate answer, and you'll also notice on the screen that that is the default entry. So we'll hit enter. It then does all the configuring. It tells you that the process has been completed. Press return to continue. So again, we'll hit that. And then it comes up and it tells you that it has set your time zone to whatever your computer has already been set at, and tells you where you can fix that if you need to. Again, all of that is fine. All you have to do is hit enter once again. And now it gives you final choices to disable or enable various things. For the vast majority of us, everything is as it should be, and so simply pressing X, which again is the exit command, is what you'll want to enter here. So type X, hit enter, and the setup is now complete. That's it. Pretty straightforward. Everything is now on the C drive, and so if we navigate to the C drive, you'll notice that there is a new window, a new folder within the window called XAMPP. If you open it, here's all of the various tools that were just installed. What we're interested in order to control all of this and to make it work for us, is two basic files. The first file is the XAMPP control right here. This is where you're going to start and stop the services in order to use them as you develop and test your various tools that you're building as part of the class. The other file that we're interested in here is where we're going to store our website as we work with it, and that is the htdocs folder right here. And so as you configure your tools, this is where you will point them to. This is the root of your website, in other words. So to start is pretty straightforward. We simply come down, double click on XAMPP control. It opens this window, as you can see right here. Apache is the web server, so that's absolutely has to run in order for us to work with our website. So we'll click Start. In the box down below that, you'll see that it has started, and when it is done, we're going to get a green indicator telling us that it's running. Below that is the MySQL. This is going to be for our databases, and again, that needs to run. And then if you're going to be using FTP in order to move files into that htdocs folder, you'll also want to start FileZilla. None of the rest of the Mercury or Tomcat needs to be running for our purposes. However, there is one other button here that we need to be aware of because we will be using it, and that is to administer the MySQL databases. Next to it is the admin button. So when you click on it, it's going to launch a web browser, and inside of that web browser, it's going to load the Php My Admin tool. Over here on the left, you see the various databases that come pre-installed. Most of these you do not want to do anything with. Just leave them absolutely alone. Test is an empty database that is used just for what the name implies, testing, but as part of the class we will be creating our own. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple to get started with. To close it down is equally as simple. You simply come back and click Stop, and it will then stop these various tools from running. And that's it. When you're done, you can go ahead and exit, and everything is now set up, and you're ready to begin pointing various files into these directories and begin working with them in order to develop. Now, one final word of warning. This is a development environment. This is not a production environment. In other words, this is where we build stuff and we test it to make sure that it works the way we expect it to work. And only when it is absolutely working do we move it onto our production server, which is our hosting site, and that way the rest of the world can then see it. So again, I can't emphasize that enough. This only runs when we need it on our machines. We turn it off when we're not using it, and we never, ever, ever make our machines available to the internet in terms of our websites on our machines available to the internet unless some significant changes have been made to this, which is far beyond the scope of our class. Hope this will be beneficial to you. Good luck.